Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Tennis Manager 24, episode number 42. I have my pool for the World Cup group stage finals. Remember, I've taken over control of the women's team for the U.S. at the national level this year on a multi-year deal. So it's what we were waiting for. Now it's happened. Let's see what we have, because the pool goes way down the list in terms of U.S. players selectable, even down to juniors that I could select that are 1.5 stars currently. But this is great because now I get a real direct comparison to why I feel the Martina King thing being in the top 20 is just a little bit high for her. She's not really that good. We get into the 2-star territory and we're still way down the list. We're 2 players outside of the top 1,000. First 2.5-star player appears still at 1,094, but at just 18 years of age, you can see why this player is kind of just coming up into the scene and hasn't yet had much success. But now you're starting to get a little bit higher into the 2.5 stars, a little more regularly, consistently. We're not seeing 1.5 star players anymore. Top 750. We're going to crack the top 500 and start seeing 2.5 stars as the standard and just the occasional 2-star player. And by the top 400, it's all 2.5 star players. We get sight of our first 3-star, Taylor Townsend, 32 years of age, slipping down the rankings now, just 286. By the time we crack the top 200, everybody is 3 stars. And at 176, Kayla Day is our first 3.5 star player in the pool. Robin Montgomery, still just 23 years of age, is a 3-star, ranked 131 right now. So she's rebounded pretty well. Not quite to the highest position she has been in the rankings, but definitely coming back up. Still just 3 stars. She didn't improve much with us, so you can see why she would be there. And Lee, Brantmeyer, 3.5 stars. Nagunye, now 108. Definitely rebounded and seems to be stable at about that position. Still just 22 for her, developing well right now at 3.5 stars. Oosterhout, now 19, was in the youth setup with us. Ranked 84th now, cracked the top 100 and still just 3 stars though. Our first 4-star player is Alicia Parks, 27. Just ranked 70th. 4 stars. For now, the last 3.5 star player we've seen is Bellis at 69th in the rankings. It's all 4-star players from here until King. King is the only 3.5 star player in the top 50. The only one. At least amongst Americans. The only one in the top 60. The only one in the top 65. At 3.5 stars. Now, you don't get to any 4.5 stars until those above her, but we are clearly punching above our weight, a good half star to almost a full star above our position. In fact, look, there's a little drop, right? It's 34th behind us to Katrina Scott and Pegula at 36 and 39 for all these 4 stars. So 4-star range seems to be 25 to about 60, 65. We're still a 3.5 star player. So we really are, and should have been all along, outside of the top 65. I've been saying that for a long time. The actual on-paper quality. We just happen to play with the right tactic, good coach, and King is dominant in the right areas to punch well above her weight. Navarro is 12th right now, 4.5 stars. Kruger, back to what we're here for, the World Cup group stage finals selection. Goff, easy choice for number 1. Easy choice for the top 3 with 4.5 stars. Now, I shouldn't be picking King, but her rank determines that she should be here. So she's going to get a chance, but she's not going to play much. From there, it's a choice. Scott, Pegula, Dolhide, Stearns. I think the age, 24, for Katrina Scott gives her an advantage that she could be around for a while yet and continue to improve. So she'll be our 5th selection. Cleveland Open 250 tournament. Only the 4 seed. Again, our ranking gets higher and our seed is dropped. We had so many straight tournaments where we were the 1 seed at these, and all of a sudden they're a real popular destination for other high-ranked opponents, and we've struggled. And Lee at 117 should be an easy first round match. We should have an easy second round match as well. And Mboka is the top player that we would see in the quarterfinal. This is a tournament that King should be making a deep run. We have not made one in any of the last 3. In fact, we haven't gotten out of the second round in our last 3, but a lot of that was on grass. We're back on hard. This is a good surface for us. Fingers crossed that King is going to actually make a run. I'm not playing these early rounds. There's no reason for it. She should be winning this kind of tournament. And it takes us 3 sets to beat Ann Lee. But we do. We do. So, huge advantage. How is this close? Unforced errors, pretty bad. -6. Second round, much more comfortable. 6-1, 6-3. This is what we expect from our player. Didn't even take 100 points to get there, with 60% of points won, plus 13 on the winners. Unforced errors, not very clean for the number of points we played, but not awful. Just a couple of mistakes more than you would expect at that point. Then the forced errors, real advantage there. Nava making a bit of a run in his Pro 75 tournament. Sad to see him have to play this low, but this low is finally starting to get him some results, and maybe we'll get him to climb back up the rankings. But it is a head-to-head with Mboka in the quarterfinal, where we have Mandlik making a big upset to get deep into this one. Hurricane Tyra Froden gets deep into this tournament as well in terms of upset, and Korneva. But otherwise, it's a lot of usual suspects and a lot of really good players, really high-ranked players that you just wouldn't expect to see in this tournament. Balanced match, should advance. Both are in excellent form, and we're out. At least we made the quarterfinals. At least we made the 3rd round, but no idea what's going on with King these days. Mboko is not an easy one by any stretch, but we only win 45% of the points, though we take the winners. Unforced errors, awful. This was a shoot yourself in the foot kind of moment. And payout, not so great, 7,500-ish. August has gone well, but we're not in great shape for the rest of the season as things stand. Remember last time, King got a new contract, and now we collect just 13% of the prize share. U.S. Open, cross out in the first qualifying round, but Noel continues on, and Nava didn't even get there. So there was that misclick. He's in that Pro 75. I caught it the moment I clicked OK. Tried to undo it. Nothing I could do to undo it. Once it was already there, it already happened. Lexington Open, at least he's headed to a final. He's not going to get paid, though, what he's going to get paid for a first qualifying exit for the U.S. Open. So disappointing on that part that we were there, and then he loses the final anyway. And Noel loses the 3rd qualifying round. But we're heading into the U.S. Open, where Martina King will be the lone participant for us in the tournament proper. Noel, $12K for the 3rd qualifying round exit. Cross, $10K for the first qualifying round exit, and Nava, $6K for a finalist. Does look like we just picked up some sort of equipment endorsement payout for, I don't know, participation or 20 tournaments, something along those lines. But we do suddenly have a healthy balance, much more than what we had previously. I'm going to need to take a look into what we can spend it on, because I didn't expect us to have anything along these lines. But yeah, maybe it's time to add a staff member. So apparently we're too close to the end of the season, and we're not going to be able to do a contract right now. I figure there's still plenty of season left. A bit anyway. But not for them. So we'll have to wait until the first of the year. Your foe, Ocean Babel, came through the qualifiers. Currently ranked 188th as our first round opponent. And of course, we are 17th seed, 17th ranked in New York City. Not so familiar in this year's edition of the game. We've only faced each other once. Should advance. We'll go ahead and bypass this first round, though. And we're out. Tiebreakers twice. Wow. Breakpoints saved. Ocean Babel faces breakpoint repeatedly over and over and over and over again. King, less than half as many, but saves just as many. Or loses, I suppose, just as many. They both lost 3 times. Wow. Out in the first round. Unforced errors again. High, but not crazy high. The forced errors where we got beat. Well, that was a quick US Open, wasn't it? And the payout for making the first round and having a small prize share is just $14,000, the smallest we've seen. That hurts. What do you know? After all of these upgrades, one of them has finally made a difference, made an impact. Is it the Horizon profile of King, or is it the facilities? I don't know which, but 55K debt, up 8K from where it's been. We finally are financially getting a little bit stronger with all the upgrades that we've been making, and we're gonna need that. I mean, if we are taking a tiny share compared to what we were getting for King, we're gonna really need some other source of income to keep pushing along. It's going to be a lot tougher now. Yeah, we have 80K at the moment, and I think we're on the verge, right? We just got 1 payout. I think we're about to get 2 or 3 more payouts over the month of September for everybody getting their 20 tournaments in for the year. And, we could have a decent sum of cash here shortly, plus an end of the year, 300 plus K sum from the board. And all in all, I think it'll just about work out financially in the short term. Akina has won her semifinal at the US Open, so she's one of the finalists. There's your 2 men's semifinalists. Girls 500, that's a different tournament. Swiatek has won the US Open on the women's side. Men's side still yet to be determined. And it's Yannick Sinner who has won. End of the period. And so we're going to see a rise in the rankings for Nava. He picks up just as many points in just 2 tournaments. 4 wins from 6 played. Noel, healthy rise. 40 spots up the rankings. 177. Doubling prize share from previous. 5 tournaments squeezed in and 8 wins, 61%. Cross up a little bit more, 7 spots, 125, 40K. Just 2 wins. And King up the 2 spots. We've been steady at 17 for a little bit here, and apparently we've held on despite our first round exit. 454K though. That number's going to plummet going forward. And actually, just 5 wins from 11 matches played. Pretty rough period for us. Lowest win percentage we've seen ever for Martina King. Also, first time in a long time that I've seen any attribute points gained. Months have gone by since I think I've seen anybody gain an attribute point. Serve consistency up to a 12 for Cross, and King backhand consistency up to a 12. Since we're on the subject, let's check in how we're doing. Coming up on an 18 average physically. very nearly there. The footwork, natural fitness still need a little bit to go. Nothing maxed out yet. Nothing's out of 20, but we're getting awfully close. Technical average definitely continuing to rise, though you can see things were steady for a while. We've done a lot of tournaments this year, a lot of required tournaments. It's a little bit harder to sit back, and you go into the big tournaments, the required ones, and struggle to perform. It's hard to maintain the excellent form. We do have it, but morale has dropped a bit, and we finally get just a little bit of training, and you can see we start to climb right back up. Cross, not much better in terms of average, maybe half a point better technically, and much weaker physically and mentally, but did get a big mental jump earlier this year. Noelle, definitely stronger technically, and probably by a couple of points, though lacking the form. So really a -2 and a +2 when you're only 2 ahead means you're really playing at a -2 comparatively. Of course, that is 100% down to the injury sequence that we suffered. That really set us back, but a big mental jump for Noelle. Physically, though, way behind. Mentally decent. Nava, definitely stronger in a couple areas. Overall, on average, gosh, what would that be? 1.5, 2 points better? And doing okay, technically. Physically, a little stronger than Noelle or Cross, but still way below King. And mentally a little bit low. Third best, I think, out of the 4, or tied for third best. So we're about to enter the final stretch, the indoor season, beginning with the World Cup group stage. As for King and her schedule, we've got 2 tournaments, a couple weeks of training, another tournament. Again, like I said, is a lot busier than what we've seen. 1 week off. We do have a tournament, next gen finals, that we're hoping to get into, though not guaranteed, and then a little more training before you then have the World Cup. So a lot going on down the stretch. Just 4 weeks of training to wrap up the season. And you can see where we're at on our surface mastery, where we are very, very good on hard. Indoor is okay. Clay is good. Grass, not good. But this is the indoor season that we're heading into, so we're going to see a little bit more of this. Hopefully with some performance we can bring that number up. But definitely going to need to, next season, start specializing a little bit. For right now, though, King, the best way to get better is to continue to train and develop attributes, especially technical attributes, to actually catch up. Because, again, she's still a 3.5-star player who's isolated, very isolated, as the only one of her kind in the upper echelon of rankings. That is going to do it for this episode, though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.